Welcome to the Q1 Buck Poll. I'm Tim Hart with Mike Big Buck Hoffner. We have an exciting season planned for you this year. We've got lots of prizes to give away. And on today's show, we're going to talk about how we score the deer, and we're going to talk about some of those prizes because we want to see some of those big bucks you take out there in the woods.
I'll tell you what, Tim, I've been getting information on the preseason scouting. And yes, we have a lot of big bucks spotted, but also don't forget those does. Register them as well.
Again, as Mike said, bucks and does, you have equal opportunity to win that ATV March 3rd at the Soaring Eagle Casino when we give it away. Also on today's show, we're going to be talking to the DNR. We have educational segments with them each and every week. How to carry your firearms, your bows, your crossbows legally in your vehicle, and a lot of people don't know that, Mike.
Yeah, I think that's important, Tim, is hunter safety. We've stressed that all last year, and we want to continue those segments as well.
We also have Jim Lombardi on the show this week, who's with Buck Fever Synthetics. He actually set up a trail cam over kind of a mock scrape, and we're going to have a contest this year where you can send in your trail cam pictures because, you know, Mike, a lot of people get those pictures, and what we want to do is see who's got the best bucks out there on their trail cam pictures.
You know, I'll tell you what, that technology has made hunting even more exciting. I mean, you don't have to be in the woods every day, but boy, when you spot a big one on those trail cams, boy, it makes the juices flow.
Oh, yeah, you just can't wait to get out in the woods. And we can't wait to get on with our show, so stay with us. We got more coming up. You are watching the Q1 Buck Poll.
Q1 Buck Poll, Michigan's biggest and best buck poll contest. Brought to you by these sponsors who support Michigan's great outdoors.
Welcome back to the Q1 Buck Poll. And Mike, it's time now to show people how we score the racks. It's a quick, simple, easy scoring method that doesn't take long.
Yeah, Tim, we did that real easily. And one of the things I wanted to point out is we counted the tines on this side, which was 7. But I want to point out that the tines on this side, the right side of the antlers, were 8. And the reason for that is we had 2 tines that are rather unique on this buck. One that appears to be 1 inch in length toward the front of this antler, but when we actually scored it out, it was 3/4 of an inch, so it does not count. But toward the base, I wanted to point out that we have a small antler growth down here at the bottom, close to the tines in the middle. And when we measured that rascal out, it was actually a little longer than an inch, so it counts.
All right, so that's the number of points. We also measure the inside spread from the widest part, and then we will measure the base of each antler, so the mass, right? And then we measure the longest tine. So again, it's an easy scoring method. What we want to also make note of is that at the final prize party and at the regional prize parties, we do measure all of the top bucks again. And so that way we'll have some consistent scoring as people get ready for all the fabulous prizes.
You know, and it's about fairness too, Tim. And we realize that these are measured all over the state of Michigan. So when we bring it to that final party, we have our final judges make the final measurements. And we have seen that the scoring has changed, but that makes it fair.
We do have some great prizes for all the big bucks, but I will let you know that whether you register a buck or a doe in our promotion, that you can win that ATV from Custom Connection Motorsports in Battle Creek, because that'll be a random draw at the Soaring Eagle Casino, and that'll be March 3rd. So go ahead and book your rooms now, because if you're going out in the woods, whatever you get, make sure that you bring it into the Q1 Buck Poll. Also, we want to talk about some of the different hunts that we're giving away. And you know, Mike, we have kind of worked with lastminutehuntingandfishing.com, and what we're doing with those guys is that we are putting a hunt online where somebody could win a Saskatchewan deer hunt from Dunham Outfitters of North America, and it is a fabulous hunt we're giving away.
If anybody's seen or been to Saskatchewan or watched the shows on television, they've grown big up there, so that's a great gift for this year.
Take a look at this buck right here. This grossed over 200. It was taken in 2010. So you know there are big bucks out there. And the way it works is you'll go online. We'll have a Win a Saskatchewan Deer Hunt with Dunham Outfitters. You'll click on that. You'll fill in the information. So even if you don't get a deer this year, you can still try to win that Saskatchewan deer hunt. And Mike, not only that, but we also have hunts from Trophy Buck Outfitters in Illinois, and everybody knows Illinois grows some big deer. And then Ohio with Whitetail Kings, Tim King, a new sponsor this year. We're giving a hunt away from there, too. So lots of things to give away this year.
You know, and all these states around us, too, Tim, have really grown in popularity. I do a little hunting myself in Ohio because we have property down there, but there's big bucks all over the Midwestern states. Great season, great year for us.
That's exactly right. We have bows and crossbows from Dart and Archery. We've got 50 caliber Optimum muzzleloaders from CVA, and one of the things that we're doing with them is they're including a case and a scope, and those will be given out at all the regional prize parties in addition to the final prize party. So we have a lot of things we're giving away. And then Buck Fever Synthetics. Jim Lombardi is going to be on the show later on, and it is so cool because they're actually going to have a trail cam that feeds into the computer to our website that people could see what's going on out in the woods at his mock scrape.
You know, in addition, Tim, to our prizes this year, we also invite you to participate in sending us in some of your footage of the deer that you've shot this year. It was kind of fun last year watching you do your own work and then sending it to us.
We had people that called us already and they said, hey, I got some footage from 2010. I'd like to send it to you. We'd love to see it because there's a lot of people out there that like to see, you know, real, you know, hunting out there, not in a fenced area, but, you know, out in the wild, and we like to see what you got this year.
I'll tell you what, we've taken some amateur footage and we're turning them into professionals.
That's exactly right. All right, stay with us. Coming up, we're going to have the DNR. They're going to talk about how to safely carry your bows, crossbows, and guns in your vehicle. In addition, we'll be talking to Jim Lombardi about Buck Fever Synthetics, and he's going to be talking about the trail cam that they placed over a mock scrape. It's pretty cool. Stay with us. You're watching the Q1 Buck Poll. One of the things that we try to accomplish here on the Q1 Buck Poll, and that is education, whether it be on our website, on our TV show, or the DNR's website. Last year, we hooked up with them and brought you all kinds of information about what you should and shouldn't do out in the woods. This week on today's show, we've got a DNR conservation officer, and he's going to be talking about how to legally transport your firearm, your bow, and your crossbow.
You know, Tim, being an educator myself, I believe education is foremost, and safety is our #1 priority if you want to have a safe season.
We're now going to talk about transporting your firearms and also your archery equipment. We've got Damon Owens with us. He's a conservation officer. Damon?
Pleasure to be here.
Nice to have you here, bud. All right, so what commonly happens is you go out in the woods, it's been a long day, you come back to your vehicle, you bring your gun down here, you're going to set it right against your vehicle, you're going to take your boots off and all that type of thing. You know, is that something I could do? Is that against the law? Is it not a safe way to do things?
That's a good question. At this point, this is illegal right here. The first thing you want to do before you start securing your gear there is secure your firearm. So you want to make sure that your safety's on. You want to make sure that you are unloaded in both your barrel and your magazine. Then you can go ahead and secure your firearm in the case.
Now, Damon, you've got, you know, you've got the shells with it. Is that legal?
That is legal. As long as the rounds are not in the barrel or in the magazine, they can be in the case with the firearm. That's
okay.
correct.
So now we're secure. Now take off your boots and all your camo equipment, whatever you're going to do that.
Absolutely. Safety first.
Let's talk about archery equipment here. We got a compound bow.
We have a compound bow, and the law states is similar regulations is that you want to have this enclosed in the case as well.
Okay.
A traditional bow, the law states it can be unstrung or enclosed in the case.
But a compound bow obviously is very hard to, you know, take the strings off and that sort of thing. So obviously a case is where it needs to be.
A case is where it needs to be, correct.
And I can also have the arrows in that case too, just all zipped up and put in the trunk type of thing?
Yes, you may.
All right. Same thing with the crossbow?
Absolutely. We suggest make sure you put a crossbow in the case as well, and then place it into your vehicle.
And again, secure the safety. So again, that's really what we're talking about. Yes, it is the law, but the law is there to prevent accidents, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is.
Well, Damon, what about transporting a pistol?
Just happen to have one here.
All right, so this is in a locked case.
Correct.
All right, we're going to open it up. You know, we can see that it's unloaded.
Unloaded.
Okay. All right, so back in the case. Now, can I have my rounds with this?
Yes, you can. Actually, you can. You just want to make sure that this firearm is secured in the case. It is locked in the vehicle, completely inaccessible to any occupants.
What happens if I've got a CPL?
If you have a CPL, then concealed pistol license laws are different from that, and you are able to carry it on your person.
All right, so Damon, really the bottom line is safety, and if I want to find out more about the rules and regulations, where can I find those?
Rules and regulations, you can find them in our Michigan Hunting and Trapping Digest, as well as on our website, which is michigan.gov/DNR.
And what are the fines associated with transporting, your archery equipment or your firearm not the proper way, not in a case?
Well, fines and costs can range from $50 to $500, as well as 0 to 90 days jail time.
Not only that, but you've got a lot of time involved in the court and that sort of thing. So the bottom line is be safe, transport your archery equipment and your firearms in a case, and, that way you're out there to hunt for a lot of years to come.
Absolutely. Safety first.
All right, Damon, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Damon Owens, Conservation Officer with the DNR. I'm Tim Hart, and you're watching the Q1 Buck Poll. That's just one of the segments that we have with the DNR. We've got the deer management plan coming up. We've got the RAP room, which is Report All Poaching room, coming up. So we have a lot of great information that you can see on our website. You can also check out the DNR's website. You go to the Media Center, click on there, and then the Q1 Buck Poll icon will be there.
Yeah, they are a positive force, I think, in the hunting business, Tim, and we appreciate all the work that the DNR is doing for us.
And they are going to be talking about, in upcoming shows too, about deer advisory teams from across the state, so that's something you can also get involved in. Stay with us. When we come back, we're going to be talking about trail cams and where to place them, how to create a mock scrape, and how everybody can see what you have out in the woods with your trail cam pictures. Stay with us. We got more coming up. You're watching the Q1 Buck Poll. One of our new sponsors this year is Buck Fever Synthetics with Jim Lombardi, and today we're going to talk about setting up a mock scrape with a trail cam and then putting scent all over the place to try to bring in those big bucks so you can kind of see what's happening out in the woods.
Tim, this whole deer hunting thing has become a year-round experience, and it's just not about showing up in the woods and saying, hey, I'm going to shoot my buck the first day. You got to work at it. And I kind of like their technique.
Well, one of the things, too, is, setting up trails, setting up mock scrapes, rubs, because, that big buck that's out in the woods, he doesn't like it when there's somebody else in the woods around him.
Yep, it's called the dominant buck.
I've got Jim Lombardi with me from Buck Fever Synthetics. We are going to set up a buck trap. And then we've got some great prizes we're giving away. Jim, what's going on?
What we're going to do is we're going to teach you how to use our products to catalog all the deer on your property. And what you're going to do is you're going to submit it to the Q1 Buck Poll, and we're going to have a weekly voting of who's sending the best pictures, right? Mm-hmm. Which is going to be cool because people are going to want you to vote for your bucks.
Well, exactly. Everybody has trail cameras out there right now. So this is your chance to send us those pictures, and then using the Buck Fever Synthetics to bring the deer in.
Right. And once you get, basically what we're doing here is we're going to teach you how to put a fire hydrant in the woods. And you know what happens when there's a fire hydrant with a dog? It's the same thing with a deer. All these bucks that are hanging out right now in July and they're bachelor bucks, they're going to come in here and they're going to want to overmark this spot because this is a new guy that we're introducing to their area. Mm-hmm. So you're going to start to catalog every deer on your property, and guess what happens? When they go hard-horned and they start becoming competitive, they're going to understand what this spot is here, and they're going to use it to their advantage to show where their hierarchy is. So when we can show you how to use this product and you can catalog your deer, by October 1st, you're going to know what bucks you're going after, and that's going to be exciting. So the person that makes the best story, okay, by year end, showing the products being used, showing the pictures that you got, and then showing that buck harvested in the scrape, there's going to be some crazy prizes.
Jim, how are we going to track this scrape on our site?
What we're going to do is we're going to set up a Smart Scouter camera. If you're familiar with them, they use cellular service to send pictures right to any address that we want to send on the internet. So we're going to send it to an email site on Q1 Buck Poll. So people, I'm not going to tell you where this spot is because last year I had 26 different bucks in this scrape. So we're somewhere in Michigan, okay, that's all I'm telling you, and we're going to catalog every deer that's on this property day by day. So you can go to the site and check out every buck that gets submitted through the website, through the Smart Scouter camera. That's going to be pretty cool. What I'm doing right now is I'm going to open up this spot, okay? And what we're going to do is just get some fresh dirt smell in here, open it up with your boot, or you can use a big blunt stick. I'm going to take some Buck Fever Synthetics pre-post rut. This is your all-season scent. We're going to put it in the ground to mimic a buck urinating in the spot. I'm using about 2 ounces of that product. Next thing we're going to use is the next attribute of a buck, the forehead gland and the orbital glands. This product right here, BF Gland, reproduces that. And what we're going to do is we're going to spray this overhanging branch. All of our products crystallize in the ground and on the tree, so any rain or moisture is going to reactivate this. We're in a pretty core area in here. You don't want to be coming in here all the time. With this product, you don't have to. It lasts weeks in the woods.
Jim, you got the camera all set up and that sort of thing. What kind of distance are you looking at here? Are we looking at about 20 feet away from the scrape, or what's the optimal distance?
Really depends on what you're looking at. I like to see the whole deer's body.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not cataloging his rack. I want to see his body size too. So if we were to go real close to the spot, you might just get his upper body, his chest, and his head. I want to see what his belly looks like, okay? Because that's how I know how old the deer is. And so I usually go about 20 feet from the spot, so I can get, you know, anything coming through this thick area.
Giving yourself some distance.
Giving some distance, and then once he gets in there, you know, I'm going to get, you know, a catalog of all the deer that are there. So I make sure there's a laser on this camera particularly, and I make sure that the laser is basically, you know, where I'm going to get the whole body. And, you know, and you just back up and go to the spot, and you got it all set. So.
All right, so kind of wrapping this up a little bit, we've got our scrape. We've got all of our, you know, our pre-post. We've got our forehead gland. We've got that all in there.
That's correct.
All sprayed around, squirted around. We're good to go that way. Another key is placement of your camera.
Absolutely.
So you get the right visual. Well, and the other thing that we did is we used Vanishing Hunter, really a scent control product, to spray us down so when we come out here, we're not leaving our scent all over the place.
That's the #1 most important factor, because I don't care how good the scents are, if you're adding human element to it, that deer is going to smell human and that scent, and he's going to put it together. So if you don't take care of your scent, then don't even use anything else. I mean, that's really important.
All right, well, get in the contest this year. We're going to have a lot of fun. Go to the website. You'll see all kinds of trail cam pictures. We invite you to find out all the details. Go to Q1Buckpull.com. Jim Lombardi.
Hey, it's a pleasure to work with you guys.
It's going to be a lot of fun this year.
Oh, we're going to have a good time. I can't wait to see the bucks you guys have in Michigan, because I know there's some big ones here and nobody's talking about them.
Well, we want to see the bucks in your little private spot is what we want to see.
That's right. Yeah, up here in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Oh, yeah. All right. Stay with us. We got more coming up. You're watching the Q1 Buck Pull. So you see, we're using technology and social media right on the Q1 Buck Pull website. Not only that, but we've got Twitter, we've got Facebook. So if you want to hear about the latest big bucks that came into the contest, make sure you press like or go to our Facebook page and get registered.
You know, Tim, we've come a long way. I'm proud of you and your technology advancements, buddy.
Well, I'd like to thank the people behind the scenes that are doing it all right now. So, again, we invite you to send in your videos, get your deer registered. We will start registering deer at all of our different locations, and you can do that with the youth hunt, with the veterans and disabled hunt here at the end of September, and then right on through. Again, bucks, does, they all have the same chance to win that ATV March 3rd at the Soaring Eagle Casino.
And I'll tell you what, when you win that ATV, we've done this for a number of years, people get excited.
Exactly right. So, again, participate. Be involved in the Q1 Buck Pull. For Mike Big Buck Hoffner, I'm Tim Hart. We'll see you right back here next week. Whenever you're out in the woods, though, make sure you're safe.
For the latest on Michigan hunting, pick up the current edition of Woods and Water News, Michigan's premier outdoor publication. Available on newsstands or by subscription. Woods and Water News, proud sponsor of the Q1 Buck Pull.
We're going to have hunt segments on the show, but on today's show, we're going to have our scoring deer. I'm just an amateur. I know I'm just an amateur. Here we go.
Blooper. You're already in the blooperville.
Beep, 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 beep.
I'm going to self-censor. Stop it, Timmy!
Welcome to the Q1 Buck Pull. I'm Tim Hart with Mike Big Buck Hoffner. We have an exciting season planned for you this year. Good God.
Golly, that's 15 takes, Tim. I'm trying to get my positive vibes on right now.
Hang on. You got some positive vibe now.
I know.
The Silver Fox, Big Buck Hoffner.